Hey there. So let's talk about the future. In English, I mean. We've got two essential ways to do it, and yeah, they can seem kind of similar. But stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to know exactly when to use simple future and when to use future progressive to sound totally natural.
So you're making plans. Do you say, I will call you or I will be calling you? You've probably been there, right? Staring at that text, wondering which one sounds better. And you know what? You are not alone. They both point to the future, but they give off a slightly different vibe. The key isn't about which one's right, but which one is best for what you're trying to say. So let's break it down.
Okay, first things first. Forget about memorizing a bunch of complicated grammar rules. Seriously. Let's just think of these as two different tools in your English toolbox. Each one has a very specific job, and the secret to sounding fluent is just knowing which one to grab. And you know what the best part is? Building them is super easy. The simple future is just will plus the main verb. I will work. That's it. The future progressive just adds be and an ing ending. I will be working. See? The real trick isn't how we make them, it's knowing when to use them. All right, let's put these two head to head. I think the absolute best way to really get the difference is to see them in action, in situations you'd actually find yourself in.
So, first up, imagine you want to describe something that will be in progress at a very specific moment in the future. You'll be right in the middle of doing it.
Okay, check this out. On the left, I will watch the game tonight. That's a simple statement of fact, right? But look at the right. At 8 p.m., I will be watching the game. This one paints a picture. It tells us that if somebody calls you at exactly 8 o'clock, you'll be in the middle of that action. The progressive tense kind of drops us right inside that future moment. Okay, so what if the action isn't just at one specific moment, but it continues over a whole period of time? This is perfect for talking about stuff like a vacation or a long project. This is a perfect example. They will travel to Denver just states the event. It's a single thing. But they will be traveling around Colorado all next week. That describes an ongoing process. You see, the progressive tense here really emphasizes the duration, that the action of traveling is going to fill up that entire week. Now, this next one, this is a fantastic tip for sounding more natural and, well, more considerate. The tense you choose when you ask a question can completely change the tone from something direct to a much softer question. Just listen to the difference here. Will you join us for the meeting? It's direct, isn't it? It kind of feels like it needs a yes or no answer right now. But will you be joining us for the meeting? It just feels softer. It's less intrusive because you're gently asking about their existing plans instead of making a new request. It's a subtle but really powerful way to be more polite. All right, now that we have the main uses down, let's level up with 2 pro tips. These are going to help you avoid some of the most common mistakes that learners make. Okay, these 2 tips are absolute game changers. First, time clauses. When you have a clause that starts with words like when, after, or as soon as, you have to use the present tense. So we say when the meeting ends, not when the meeting will end. Second, what we call state verbs. Words like know, believe, want, like, we almost never use them in the progressive form. You'd say, I will know, not I will be knowing. Mastering these 2 little rules will make your English sound so much more advanced. Phew, we've covered a lot of ground. So let's pull everything together into one final simple checklist just to make sure we've locked it all in. If you remember just one thing from all this, make it this right here. The simple future states a fact, an event. It will happen. The future progressive describes an action in progress. It will be happening. Honestly, that's the fundamental idea that unlocks everything else. And here is your practical guide, your mental cheat sheet. On the left, use the simple future for quick decisions, promises, or just stating a plain old future fact. And on the right, reach for that future progressive when you're talking about actions in progress, something ongoing, or when you want to ask those polite questions we talked about. So, to wrap this all up, I'll leave you with a question. Notice how I'm asking it. What will you be doing this time tomorrow? I'm using the progressive tense because I'm asking about an action that will be in progress at that specific future moment. Think about your answer. The more you use these tools, really, the more natural they'll become.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share, and hit the bell icon for more. Don't miss out on our next video. Want to master American English? Find amazing book links in the channel description. Thanks for your support.